Okay, so I'm deeply honored to be here amidst all of you, and special thanks to Dr. Ranjit Sahu sir, for inviting us here and for the warm welcome. And special welcome to all the students. Before I begin, I would just want to understand very briefly, how many of you are first years here? So about 6, 7. How many of you are second years? About 6, 7 again. How many of you are third years? Okay, this time not 6, 7, maybe 4. And how many final years? Any final years? Okay, fine. Anybody else present here? Of course, Sahu sir is there. Anybody else? Okay, good. So before we begin, I wanted to understand, what do you think this talk is about? Why you came here today? Something would be in your mind. You could not have come here just like that. Chalo dekhte hai kya hota hai. Or was it like that? Feel free, open up. See, one of the things we are going to do here is we are going to have an interactive talk. Okay? It's not going to be a lecture. We have enough of lectures, correct? We don't want this to be yet another lecture. I want it to be an interactive discussion. I have written seminar, but let it be a discussion. So first question of mine is, what brought you here today? Yes?
Listening to your story, like maybe I can, if the same thing happens to me or same incidents come up on me.
Okay.
So I can plan what to do that.
Okay, so you wanted to basically hear me speak about some things, maybe from my life or maybe something else which I have to share, and probably you feel that may benefit you. Okay, anybody else? I hope you did not find anything negative. What did you find? Okay, positive points, okay. Ever since I have joined Amazon, I am just not getting any time to update any of my web pages. You must be seeing, probably it says pursuing PhD and whatnot. And pardon my voice, actually last 2-3 days I have been involved with a lot of families. I had brought them to a kind of a spiritual picnic of sorts to Udupi. So last 2 days I have kind of screamed at the top of my voice and done several things, because of which my voice is a little hoarse right now. But am I clearly audible to everyone? Are you able to make sense of what I'm speaking? Speaker and everything is all right? Okay, so let us begin. I have titled this seminar as Gateway to Great Way. Okay, so it's like a gateway to great way. Let's try to understand what it means. Are we all ready? So it is 3:44 right now. I request everybody to please put your mobiles on silent mode, so I'll also do the same thing. Yeah. And some rules of the game before we get started. Whenever I ask a question, please respond. Okay? And whenever I crack a joke, please laugh. Otherwise, it becomes very depressing for the speaker. Okay? So let's get started. Again, my next question. How many of you want to be successful in life? Okay, you should not take so much time before raising your hand. I mean, you should just go like this. Everybody wants to be successful. I'm sure nobody is here who wants to be a failure in life. And that too, you all, everybody is IITK student here, right? 99.9%, right? So, and I'm sure you all know that IITK is one of the best colleges in India. See, normally I say this in some other colleges also. But here I'm not kind of saying just for the sake of saying. It's actually a fact, right? Because one of my nephew, he's also like a very genius kind of a person. But JEE and all that has become so competitive now that, it was getting tough for him to even get into NITs. So I was thinking that, that means things have gone to a completely different level altogether. I wrote JEE in 2000. And I don't know how, but I got into IIT Kharagpur. Right? But now I am understanding that, NITK, and I believe NIT Trichy and NIT Warangal, I think they are considered to be like, at par with all the IITs, right? So it's like really, really good. So first of all, please clap for all of you. Clap for yourselves. And you should be convinced about the fact that you are the cream of the country. Right? There is no doubt. You are the cream of the country. So therefore, if I ask you how many of you want to be successful in life, no surprise that all of you are saying you all want to be successful. And this is what, when we join our colleges, maybe in first year, second year or third year, whenever you are, we think that the road to success is like this, that I am here, success is there, I'll just do a march past and I'll go. By the way, Happy Republic Day. Happy Republic Day. March past se yaad aa gaya. Okay. But the realities of life is something else. We think that road to success is like this. But in reality, road to success is like this. It is full of left turns, full of right turns, full of ups and downs. Sometimes it is full of U-turns also. Sometimes you may have to take a U-turn in your life. Right? This is the reality of how the path to success looks like. And not only that, to make things worse, there are a lot of challenges which are faced by students. What is this challenge? Yeah, speak. Academic pressure. You can see so many books all around him. Academic pressure, correct? There is certainly, I mean, you are in an engineering college, there has to be some expectations. So there is an academic pressure. What is this? Come on, you can do this. Try smoking, dude. Let's bunk the class. What is all this going on? Who said peer pressure? I think somebody here said peer pressure, right? Exactly. Peer pressure for so many things. Fear of failure. See, first time in your life, you are kind of on your own legs, right? Until now, we were in school. I mean, before first year here in IITK, we were in school. We were almost completely under the shelter of our parents. We did not have to take too many decisions on our own. Now, here for the first time, you are away from your home, most of you. And then you have some decisions to take on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, which course to select, what to do, what to audit. I'm sure there will be all these interdisciplinary things here and everything else as well, right? So obviously the moment you are being told to take a decision, obviously the natural thing is what? Some fear of failure. What if this is a wrong decision or something? And it's too small, but here I am saying, what will I do after graduation? This is also there, because now you have to soon, once you graduate, you have to decide what you want to do in life. Right? Not after graduating. I mean, you have to start thinking about it from second year itself if you really want to be successful. Somebody can go into entrepreneurship, somebody can get into MBA, CAT and all that stuff. Somebody from Delhi and all that, IIT Delhi, they give UPSC to get into IAS and all that stuff. Somebody gets into higher studies, MS, abroad, whatever, right? So all that also is weighing heavily on us. What is this? Job pressure, competition. There are only few jobs. I'm not talking about any Tom, Dick, Harry job. I'm talking about elite jobs. There are only few elite jobs and there are so many competing for such few jobs. So that inherently creates pressure. That inherently creates competition. Correct? Yes or no? Everybody agrees with these things? Bechara chota sa bachcha hai. You all understand Hindi? Yes. Maybe a little bit. I mean, poor fellow, how much pressure will a student handle, right? And and then on top of it, there are extracurricular activities. This club, that club, this is also yet another club, but this club is different. This club is different because I remember last time also they had called me, I think last year or last year, and I'm going to several colleges and they have some club or the other about such aspects of life which can actually empower you to really become successful, right? Otherwise, there are so many other clubs, but these clubs actually empower us to do such things. So what is success? So what I talked about was how it's not a very easy thing, right? Now let me get to the next part of the presentation. What is success? So if I ask what is success, some of you will say, success means Gandhiji. Right? Some of you will say success means becoming famous. Some of you will say success means achievements, correct? Very true. Is this success or not? Yes, it is, certainly. Certainly it is success, right? But what I'm going to talk about now is this. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Poor fellow. Are you getting the pun here? Are you getting the meaning here? Some people are so poor, all they have is money. There are broken families. There can be very successful people, they are not able to sleep at night peacefully. They have to take sleeping pills. Will you call it success anymore? There are people who are at the verge of divorce. Children are wondering what are parents doing. They are fighting like cats and dogs. Will you call it a successful life? So success has to be all-round success, my dear friends. It cannot be one-directional. It cannot be unidirectional. One has to be really, really happy from within. Yes, all those achievements are important. Money, yes. Fame, yes. Achievements, yes. But not at the cost of something very fundamental. Not at the cost of one's inner happiness or peace of mind. And imagine if you have inner happiness also, peace of mind also, and these things also. Would you want it or not? Yes. And that's what I'm here for. To tell what are the secrets for those things. Yesterday, or I think day before yesterday, no, I am out from home 2-3 days. I think 4-5 days back in Times of India, there was an article about number of suicides in IITs in 2025. Something like that. I remember taking a picture of it in my mobile phone as well. But I don't get distracted. So that's a harsh reality of today's engineering colleges. I mean, colleges like IIT, just imagine. That means something is wrong somewhere. Correct? You all agree? So the whole thing is about finding happiness as well and inner fulfillment. I'm not saying these things are not important. But what I'm saying is that unless there is a foundation of inner fulfillment, it makes those things meaningless. You can't enjoy them anymore. So where lies actually the key for that inner fulfillment? You see what is the key? Values. 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 Now please note these 3 points very carefully. What I'm saying here. Values help achieve success. Number 1. Number 2. Values make our success meaningful and lovable by others. Do you appreciate this point? Imagine if I'm a person who has no values and I'm successful. Will you like me? In fact, you will hate me. You will envy me. You will want to kill me. But if I am a person of values, we'll come to what values are. If you are a person of values and you are successful, you will be actually adored by all over the world. Here is a quick example of that. Do you know what is happening here? Probably you were not born at that time. Huh? Ball tampering, cricket, Hansi Cronje. He was a famous South African all-rounder, captain of the South African team. When I used to watch cricket in childhood. Hansi Cronje, Abhi I don't know, some other guys would be there. And in one match when Azharuddin and all these people were there, he was found tampering with the ball. And that was like the end of his career. Such a wonderful sportsman he was, but once found cheating, end of the career. Because people don't appreciate that. You better have some values in life. Correct? Let's say you come first in your NITK exams. And later it turns out that you cheated. What do you think will happen? All of a sudden, disgrace. Disgrace. On the other hand, contrast. Of course, I don't know whether you know him or not. Do you know him, Sachin Tendulkar? I'm sure all of you were children when he used to play, right? I mean, not that old also. So, there was one famous match. I forgot which match it was. I think it was against England, a very crucial match, wherein his wicket was very crucial. Him getting out means India losing the series. And in that match, he played the ball hit the edge of his bat, and the wicketkeeper caught it. Okay? And everybody appealed. You know what umpire said? Not out. Umpire had said not out. But this guy, see, who knows better than a batsman? Batsman knows na ball laga hai ki nahi bat se. Correct? So he in his heart, he knew that ball has touched the bat. So he just started walking away. And it was famous all over the world in newspapers, saying things like, would you walk like Sachin? Do you have that character? That you don't want to cheat. You don't want to cheat. And that is why such cricketers, they command such respect. Are you appreciating the point which I'm trying to say? It's not just about the number of sixes you hit, number of marks you score in your exams, or number of runs you score. It's about the character you possess. So my dear friends, I want to summarize this entire presentation into some 6 points, some secret of success. Okay? And we will try to get 4 points from pencil. I'm sure all of us have used pencil in our life, but this one is a little special pencil with the eraser at the back. When I was a child, it used to be a lot of excitement to get such pencils. These days, everything has become so cheap. The children don't value. They have 100 pencil boxes, 200 pencils, 500 pens. Yeah, it's actually true. My children, I see. And in our times, we used to have like 1 pencil. Correct, sir? Rao, sir? Huh? 1 pencil box from nursery to probably 8. 1 bag. Here, every year, new bag. But anyway, we'll come back to the pencil. And we'll see some lessons. Are you all ready for this? And my dear students, it's my humble request to each one of you that if you please take these lessons to your heart, believe me, whatever success you will get at NITK and beyond, my 100% best wishes for that. But if you understand these values, it will be like the icing on the cake. It will actually make the success pleasurable to you, to your family, to your college, to your country, to the whole world. Otherwise, it will bring disgrace. And we'll see such examples more. Lesson number 1. What is this? Remember I told the pencil is a pencil with eraser? I have to keep an eye on the time. By the way, till what time can we go? Can we go on? We started at 3:45. Is it okay if we go on till like 4:45, 1 hour? You all can sit patiently for 1 hour. I'll not let you sleep, that I can guarantee. Right? And then we'll have some question answers in case you all have to share some experiences, any questions, some discussion. And at 5 o'clock we all will leave. Will that be okay? Does that sound good? Okay. So what is happening here? There is an eraser at the top of the pencil, and by which you can correct your mistakes. Right? Lesson number 1. We are not perfect. Can you make mistakes? Yes. In fact, we will. To err is human. Have you heard this English phrase? To err is human. How many of you are human beings here? अच्छा, इस बार थोड़ा जल्दी हाथ उठा. Good, thankfully. Okay. So we all are human beings and we will commit mistakes today or tomorrow in something or the other. We will make mistakes. But it's fine. It's not the end of life as long as we can correct our mistakes. Lesson number 1 from pencil. To err is human. Learn from mistakes and do not repeat them. Success is not in the trophy won, but in the race run. Because that race teaches you something. Every experience teaches you something, and therefore I like this a lot. This universe is actually a university. It teaches you. Every experience here will teach you something. Whether it be a good experience or a bad experience, it will teach you something. Once there was a very successful person, very wealthy, very successful person, and a press reporter came to him and asked, "My dear sir, can you please share the secret of your success?" And he said, 2 words. Reporter said, What 2 words? Please tell. And he said, right decisions. And this reporter said, "Oh, very nice, sir. But can you please take the pain of telling us the secret behind taking right decisions?" He said, 1 word, experience. And she said, "Oh, great, sir. But can you please tell what is the secret behind experience?" He said, 2 words, wrong decisions. You see? What is the point here? The point is, whether it be wrong decisions, right decisions, as long as we are learning from our mistakes, as long as we are able to correct our mistakes, we are actually improving ourselves. Right? Who is this guy? Thomas Edison. What did he say? I have not, when he took, so many times to invent a bulb and all that stuff. Somebody asked, "How are you feeling after failing so many times?" It said some 8,000 or 10,000 times he failed and then he invented the light bulb. Right? So when somebody asked, "Oh, kaisa lag raha hai itna baar fail karke? How are you feeling?" He said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that don't work." See what is the attitude? Learn from every experience. The story of 2 words I told you. That was the first lesson. What was the first lesson? We can make mistakes, but as long as we learn from our mistakes and we correct our mistakes, things are good. And we should have that attitude. Not that anytime somebody catches us doing a mistake, we start fighting. No, I have not done this. No, yeah, I have done. The humility and all those things are always appreciated. The second lesson is what? Any guesses? Always find time to sharpen your pencil or grow through your struggles. When we all wrote with pencil, after some time what happens to the pencil? Becomes blunt. And is it very good to write with a blunt pencil? It's very irritating. Then what did we do? Sharpen. Correct? Do you think it's very pleasurable experience for a pencil to get sharpened? It's being cut. Correct? It must be painful experience. I mean, just analogy. Correct? So sharpening is a pleasurable experience or a painful experience? It's like a struggle, but grow through struggles. Because of this struggle, because of this pain, because of this torture, pencil comes out better. Correct? Pencil comes out better. So life is like a sine curve. Who knows sine curve better than you guys? Correct? You will experience a painful sharpening from time to time, but that will only help you become a better version of yourself. Please remember this always again. That means whenever tough times come, no problem. We will grow through those tough times. Do not go through struggles, but grow through struggles. When going gets tough, tough gets going. That's what it means. Perseverance is as important as hard work and talent. First of all, only talent is not enough. Do you know this? Do you think Sachin Tendulkar is talented? Do you think Virat Kohli is talented? Go and see how much hard work they do. Do they sit back on sofa and watch a movie every day on Netflix? Since I'm from Amazon, I'll say Prime Video. Do you think they sit back and, on sofa and watch Prime Video movie every day and night? No. Do you think they do hard work? You can't even imagine the kind of hard work they do. That's why they are there. That's why they are there. I read one quote sometime. Hard work will beat talent if talent does not work hard. Can somebody repeat this for me? Yeah, hard work will beat talent if talent doesn't work hard. Right? So it's good to be talented, but that's not enough. You have to do hard work. And even that is not enough. We have to have perseverance. Do din hard work kar liya, fir some bad results came, some negative experiences came, and then we ran away. No, perseverance. Such people only become successful. In fact, this is what is very famous about gold as well. Gold shines because of heating, beating, rubbing and cutting. If gold does not go through these 4 processes of heating, beating, cutting and rubbing, gold would not shine the way it does. So struggles make us grow. Watch this interesting video and tell me, what did you observe? Did you watch carefully? Watch again. Watch carefully. Which ball was first? One with curved paths, correct? So, are the ups and downs of life helping the ball or what? Discouraging the ball or stopping the ball? What do you think is happening? The ups and downs are helping the ball. Quite counterintuitive, correct? Quite counterintuitive. But the experiment is very clearly showing. Going straight, it goes slow, but going up and down, it actually gets the momentum and reaches here faster. This is what happens in life also. If we are under the right guidance, if we are in touch with the right people, if we have right friends. Otherwise, in ups and downs, if we are with wrong people, wrong company, wrong clubs, then this will not happen. So life is a marathon, not a sprint, my dear friends. It's not just about 1 day, 2 day, 1 course, 1 degree. It's much bigger. Life is much bigger. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Okay, 3rd lesson. What was the first lesson? Just to check if you are awake. What was the first lesson? It's okay to make mistakes as long as you correct them and learn from them. What was the second lesson? Grow through your struggles. Sharpening is a painful experience, but it is good for you. You will become 10x better or better version of yourself. 3rd lesson. What is more important in pencil? The outer core or the inner lead? Inner lead, right? Otherwise, it will be, sometimes we have seen the whole thing comes out. In our childhood, it used to happen with some low quality pencils, right? The whole thing will become hollow. Then that pencil is useless. So the most important part of you is what is outside, the color of your skin, or things like that, or what is inside. What do you think? Another 3rd lesson from pencil. Are you with me? Are you able to make sense of whatever I am discussing? And this is what is character, my dear friends. What is inside is character. I like this quote a lot. Personality opens the door to success. Character keeps it open. Yeah, if you have a good personality, you can talk very well, you can walk very well, you can shake hands very nicely. You will get a lot of opportunities in your life. It is important. So therefore, pick up those skills while you are studying at IITK. I see so many engineering students in 2nd, 3rd, 4th year. They are not able to talk properly. They are not able to hold the mic and speak. They are not able to face anybody. No, try to develop all these skills, right? But yes, these skills are still personality and that will open the door of success for you. But if you are not somebody of good character, the door will get closed soon. Personality opens the door to success, but character keeps it open. Do you know who is this guy? Number 1 golf player, Tiger Woods. Once he was found cheating on his wife. And then he was a youth icon, Tiger Woods, the richest sportsman, because golf is a rich man's sport, right? Richest sportsman, the brand ambassador of many brands all over the world, right? And then once this thing happened, when he demonstrated loose character, he cheated on his wife and all that stuff. In the next day, this was there in the papers. A lion would never cheat on his mate, but a tiger would. समझ में आया? This guy his name is Tiger Woods, right? And then this was the day when all his endorsements were kind of made null and void, that very moment. Because people don't respect somebody of low character, right? People respect people of high character. Do you know who is this? He was a US President, Bill Gates. He was found in some sex scandal or something. Again, he was public disgrace. Yeah? He was just found hiding his face. American President, Bill Clinton. You know who is he? Harshad Mehta. He thought he is making big until he got caught. And then disgrace. You know, would anybody respect or appreciate such people even though they may have made crores and crores of rupees? No. And in companies, when you get jobs, those of you who want to take jobs and all that, one loose behavior, one loose word, you may be terminated. Correct? So if you don't know how to control yourself, if you don't have a beautiful inner, beautiful inner world, you'll only create disturbance in your life and disturbance in the life of others. Hansi Crony example we already saw. And then these athletes are found doping, some steroids, and then the medal is taken back. You know these things, right? If money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if the character is lost, everything is lost. This is the slogan we should live by. For example, you see people like APJ Abdul Kalam. What kind of respect they commanded. Right? There are so many famous videos wherein he would come to a dais like this and he would sit here. He would sit here and he would talk to people. He would sit like this and he would talk to people. So when people are down to earth, when people are humble, when they demonstrate a high level of character, when they respect humanity, even if to a security guard they are talking very nicely, that is what makes people salute them. So he said, where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. These things are important, my dear friends. And government is trying to promote these things more and more and more by value education and so many things. Because unfortunately today's students, they are learning everything, but they are not learning these important things of life. And then we will wonder what is going wrong in society. Why everybody is killing each other. You see what happens in America? People walk inside a classroom with a gun. Is this what life is supposed to be? After all the hard work, after all your class 2, class 3 homework, class 10 homework, degree, is this what it is supposed to end in? No. So my dear friends, what I am trying to say is if you really want to live a very good life, so that you can do good to yourself, to your family, to your college, to your country, to your society, please understand these things which are absolutely, absolutely important, without which even you will be miserable and you will make others' lives miserable. So I am here to tell that how I'm sure you all are on the road to success. But my dear friends, please remember these things while you are on the road to success. This guy says again, same guy, electric bulb. The moment you see electric bulb, who do you remember? Thomas Alva Edison. He says, your worth consists in what you are and not what you have. Which model mobile phone are you carrying in your pocket? That's not what decides who you are. But unfortunately today's students and children, all they know is this. अरे मेरा मोबाइल तो iPhone 17 है, तुम्हारा क्या? मेरा तो iPhone 18 है. मेरे में फिंगरप्रिंट है, तुम्हारे में फेस रिकग्निशन है. ये सब एक्सटर्नल चीज़ें हैं. ठीक है, sometimes they give pleasure to us, but actually we have to appreciate that our worth consists in what we are, not what we have. Because today we have this, tomorrow we may not have this. People will appreciate us and respect us for what we are, not what we have. That was the third lesson. What was it? That the most beautiful part of you is what is inside. Fourth lesson. Become an instrument in the hands of God. This is a very important. This is the last lesson from the pencil. Fourth lesson. Become an instrument in the hands of God. See, a pencil may be wonderful, but can it do anything on its own? Pencil is lying here. Can it do anything on its own? Somebody has to take the pencil and maybe make a beautiful picture or write a beautiful essay or write a beautiful letter. Correct? In somebody's hands, pencil ka real worth comes out. Correct? That's what is being said here. Become an instrument in the hands of God. Think of yourself to be an instrument in the hands of God and you will do wonders. Here is an example. Imagine there is a 4-year-old girl and the 4-year-old girl is trying to cross a highway, national highway, on its own. Let's say she's an orphan. Okay? And on its own, a 4-year-old baby girl is trying to cross the national highway, which is very busy. Lorries and trucks are zoom, zoom, both ways they are coming and going, coming and going. What will happen if this orphan girl is trying to cross the road? She will take one step, zoom, and then again she will be scared and she will come back. Again she will try, again she will be scared and she will come back. So she will be completely frustrated and depressed. She will not be able to cross the road. But imagine if she holds the hands of her parents, or her mother, or her father, then is it any more difficult for her to cross the road? In fact, she may be eating ice cream, looking here and there, and she is able to cross the road. What made the difference? Holding hands of the father, mother. Correct? Similarly, my dear friends, when we hold hands of God in our life, when we connect ourselves to God in some way or the other, there can be many ways of connecting with God. When we connect with God, then we feel sheltered and connected to the power of God by daily prayer and meditation. It's very important. And many times people, and you will see, there will be more sessions wherein you will see how, questions like, does God exist? Does God exist at all or not? These questions will be answered. But right now I don't want to get into all of those subject matters. I'm just telling you that please understand that there is somebody called God. There is. And when we connect with Him through daily prayer and meditation, then we are no longer an orphan in this world and we are actually sheltered with higher power. So these were the 4 lessons from pencil. 2 more lessons and then we'll end this talk and then we'll open up for questions. Lesson number 5. Don't waste time. Because time is, I know these notes are no longer, I think they are no longer available, right? These days we have stopped seeing cash only because everything is through UPI. But anyway, so don't waste time. Time is money. I came across this nice poster once. To know the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. To know the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To know the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. Because 1 week old means finished, gone, no value. To know the value of 1 day, ask a daily wage laborer with 10 kids to feed. For them, every day is very, very important. They don't know whether they'll be able to eat today or not. To know the value of 1 hour, ask parents waiting to meet their son. एक घंटा भारी पड़ रहा है, To know the value of 1 minute, ask a person who missed the train. अरे 1 minute से हो जाता तो पकड़ ले. To know the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. To know the value of 1 millisecond, any guesses? Marathon, you said? Sports, Olympics, yeah, these kind of things. Ask a person who won silver at Olympics. With milliseconds, he could have won gold. But just because of few milliseconds, right, at that level, the game is of just some milliseconds. Because of some milliseconds he got from gold, he got silver. So ask him to understand the value of a millisecond, right? So my dear friends, what I'm trying to impress upon is that today's world is a world full of distractions. And you know the distractions names better than me. I know only WhatsApp. But there is, earlier it was Twitter, now it is X. Facebook also is something else, now it's Facebook only. But I know this generation is not on Facebook. Old generation is on Facebook, old people. Then what else? Instagram. What else? Snapchat. What else? I'm sure there are many others. Anything else? YouTube to hey. Shorts, YouTube shorts, right? These things are tremendous distractions. See, once in a while, little bit, only for some our purpose, we watch them, wonderful. But to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours just doing this, only wastes our time. And this is the biggest enemy of students all over the world in today. There are so many statistics which I have not put here. But I have just put together these slides in a hurry. You will be shocked to know those statistics. And they are the biggest detrimental things to success. So please don't waste time. 6th and very important. This is the last thing which I wanted to convey, and this is very important. Take care of your mental hygiene. Remember COVID? What was everywhere, what was being bombarded on us in COVID times? Wash your hands 10 times a day, 100 times a day. Anything you touch, wash your hand. Because hygiene was so important, correct? Now external hygiene is certainly important. but there is something called as mental hygiene. Mental hygiene. And that is so important. Remember I was talking about these suicides, depression, 17-year-old JEE aspirant dies. I gave this seminar I think last year, so this slide is from there. 17-year-old JEE aspirant dies by suicide in Kota. 11 such case this year. 23 ki baat hai. Kota coaching student kills self 15th in 7 months. July 9, 2023. Ideally, student dies by suicide in hostel. July 9, 2023. I think I gave this seminar in June, July. That's why I put those statistics recently. But again, you will not be surprised if you right now search in Google and look for statistics of last month, you will get more. So much faith I have in today's system. You will get more. So what does this mean? That, oh, institutes are doing wonderful? Parents are doing wonderful? Students are doing wonderful? Is that what it shows? No, it shows something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. Now imagine you have made a lot of runs, you have scored a lot of marks, but something is wrong here. Finished. What's the whole point? Everybody is left crying. Everybody is left high and dry. Right? And therefore, Junior Martin Luther King made this statement. In 70s, that time itself he saw this. What to speak of today? Today it's all the more true. That in today's world, we have guided missiles. Yes, it can go right to the target. But we have misguided men. They don't know what is to be done. They don't know what is life. They don't know how to deal with ups and downs of life. And therefore, building mental muscles is so important. How to build mental muscles? 3 things. Mental diet plan, self-control and meditation. What am I talking about? Mental hygiene. We have to build mental muscles. We have to become tough mentally. How can you become tough mentally? 3 things. Mental diet plan. I'll talk about what that means. Self-control and meditation. Let's talk about them one by one. First, let's talk about self-control. Life is a journey from B to D. B means? D means? B और D के बीच में क्या आता है? C means? C means? Choices. So life is a journey which is full of choices. Moment to moment, day to day, week to week, month to month, you have to make choices. And depending on what choices you exercise, depending on what choices you choose, your journey gets decided accordingly. So please stay away from bad habits. Wrong is wrong even if whole world is doing it, and right is right even if no one is doing it. Can you repeat? Can somebody repeat? Wrong is wrong even if whole world is doing it. And right is right even if no one is doing it. Please live by certain principles like these. Once I was giving a seminar in SRM Chennai. Have you heard of SRM Chennai? SRM University Chennai. There I was climbing the stairs of the auditorium and there was a poster which said, in matters of style, swim with the current. But in matters of principle, stand like a rock. बड़ा अच्छा लगा मेरे को. I like these things. Because people have to be people of substance, people of principles. Then only you have some value in life. Otherwise, okay, idhar gaye, udhar gaye. What value is there in life? So don't follow this herd mentality. That one person is falling in a ditch, you are also saying, yes sir, I'll also follow you, I'll also follow, fall in the ditch. With a controlled mind, remember we are talking about self-control, choices, don't get into bad habits and all that. Learn to say no to mind. Mind will say tomorrow is exam, mind will say today what? Chalo, let's watch a movie. Mind will say like that. If tomorrow we have exam, today mind will say, come let's, abhi to 4 ghanta hai, 4 hours are there. 1 hour let's watch a movie, next 3 hours we'll study very nicely. How many of your mind has said like this in the past? All of us. That's how mind works. Bhagavad Gita tells this. That's how mind works. But my dear friends, if you learn to say no to mind, that is what is meant by mind control. The self-control which I am talking about. What is it? It is just being able to say no to mind. If whatever mind is saying is not good for you. And if you learn to do that, then you know what? It's like this. What is happening here? Anybody has done this in your childhood? So sun is there already. It was already there. Why was paper not burning? What is this doing? Focus. When we are able to say no to our mind, we are able to focus. And then we can achieve whatever we want to achieve in life. There is another example by which we can always remember self-control. This was one. Next time whenever you hear this word self-control, remember magnifying glass. Self-control can make you more powerful. Second, self-control can make you rise above. How many of you have flown kite? Abhi 14 January, Makar Sankranti, many parts in India they fly kites, right? So if you know how to fly a kite, you know that if you pull the string, what will happen? If it is moving, if it is pointing in the right direction, if you pull the string, what will happen? Kite will go up. How many have you flown kites earlier? So you know this, right? That if the kite is pointing up and you pull the string, what will happen? Kite will rise higher. So pulling the string is one sense putting some restraint. But that restraint, what is it doing? It is helping the kite rise. Similarly, self-control is, yes, some restraint, yes, but it is bad for us or good for us? Good for us, because it is making us rise above. So my dear friends, mind is like a slate. Mind is like a slate. Whatever you write is what it will propose. You write bad, it will give you bad. This is mental hygiene. We don't have to corrupt our mind by wrong inputs. And what you write on mind is what you take inputs. Whatever inputs you take is what you write on mind. And therefore somebody said this very famous thing. Watch your thoughts. It will soon become words. Watch your words. It will soon become actions. Watch your actions. It will soon become habits. Watch your habits. It will soon become your character. And watch your character. It will soon become your destiny. So things are starting from where, my dear friends? Thoughts, mental hygiene. And what shapes our thoughts? The kind of inputs we take, the kind of music we listen to, the kind of movies we watch, the kind of friends we keep, the kind of books we read. These are the inputs we are taking in our system, and those inputs shape our thoughts, and you know what happens after that, right? So those who are intelligent human beings, they know these art and science of how life works, and they are able to be successful in life. Therefore, please stay away from bad habits and bad company. Make best use of opportunities for good association. So we talked about self-control, and then there was a mental diet plan. So this was our mental, I should have written the title here. See, there were three things, remember? Self-control, mental diet plan, and meditation. These slides I was talking about self-control, wherein you have to make a choice and you can decide this way or that way. So mind will typically tell you the wrong thing. You have to learn to say no to mind. That is self-control. And we saw this example, we saw a kite example. Then we talked about mental diet plan. That whatever inputs you are giving to mind is its diet. You better give good inputs so that mind gives you right ideas. Otherwise mind will give you all wrong ideas, which makes it harder to control the mind. Are you able to relate it? As maths and science and engineering, what I am trying to say is, first we said that we should learn to control our mind. Then we saw how mind works. Based on whatever inputs you give, that's what it will propose. So if you want to make your life easier, better give right inputs to the mind so that at the first place it does not give you wrong ideas. And it becomes easy for you to control the mind. You see, that's how the whole thing works. And the third was meditation. That is connecting to God by doing some meditation activities or some prayers and things like that by which you can access the higher power of God. And the seventh and last tip for today is live a balanced life. Have you heard of IQ? How many of you have heard of IQ? Intelligence quotient, right? I'm sure everybody has heard of it. There was a time when IQ was very, very famous, and people thought that IQ is the only thing which matters for a genius. And companies used to test for IQ for their placement exams and all that. Then they realized that, oh, IQ is not enough. Yeah, we certainly want people with good IQ, but you know, such people are joining the company and they are not able to work together in a team. For working together in a team, well, what is needed? IQ or something else? Do you know what is needed? EQ, emotional quotient, ability to deal with others well, ability to listen to others, ability to deal with conflicts. Okay, you have a difference in opinion with your team member. How do you react to it? Do you go wild? Do you go crazy? Or do you resolve it in a nice way? And those things matter a lot in companies. So company people thought that IQ is no longer enough. EQ is also important. And then they realized that, you know what, EQ is also not enough. They will work very nicely in a team, but they will all plot against the company and try to make another company. They have no basic loyalty. So then companies felt that, oh, not only IQ is important, yes, IQ is important, but EQ is also very important, and SQ is also very important, spiritual quotient. Because that gives you a basic sense of worth. That gives you a basic conscience. That is where the character, whatever Sachin Tendulkar had done, that is where all these things come from. That, oh, you will not cheat. You are not there to exploit the company. You are not there to harm the company. See, in the long run, you know who becomes a very good employee in the company? Who is actually doing win-win. You don't do some, you don't take some shortcuts, you don't try to cheat the company and that's how you can make it big. You actually become a very valuable employee to a company or whatever in life. Only by win-win you can play a long race. By win-win. That means I help you win, you help me win. Not that, okay, I'll make you lose and I will win. That was the era of the past, win-lose mentality. Today's success is win-win mentality. And that comes from high spiritual quotient. And certainly what to speak of PQ, physical quotient. If your health is not in order, what will you do? You'll not be able to even go to job. What will you do? Right? So now these days people, for all-round success, for a very good personality, people are looking at all these four things. How good is your physical quotient? How good is your intelligence quotient? How good is your emotional quotient? And how good is your spiritual quotient? And therefore, my dear friends, please live a balanced life. Don't do things just one-sided. Oh, for me, IQ is all that matters. And you have no idea about the other three. You will not be successful. That one-dimensional thing does not work. This guy is going against what? Which Q? PQ. Itna junk food khayega. So what will happen to this guy? Right? He doesn't understand PQ. His PQ is not going to be in order. We have to know what we are eating, when we are eating, what time we wake up, what time we sleep. And it's important to keep our body in good shape. And this is again not coming from spirituality. This is a common sense which is there all over the internet. Like for example, this website is www.healthandwellbeingtips.net. This is not from some spiritual website or something. These are common, these are known things which all successful people are following in today's world. And here are our students who think, no, ye sab to kuch nahi, hum to jo man wo karenge. To kaise successful banenge? And there is nobody talking about it because half the people are not following this. Only such people can give these talks who are actually following these things. Are you getting what I'm saying? And such people are less in society. Get up early, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, eat healthy, drink enough water. If we do these things, then what will be set? What will be all right? PQ, physical quotient. Read good books and ask hard questions. Exercise your brain. Self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, social skills. All this is related to which Q? Social skills. EQ. Right? So we need to improve our EQ. And let me end by spending 5 minutes on SQ. Sometimes people may wonder, अरे sir, इतना बढ़िया seminar दिया, आपने time management बताया, आपने values बताया, character बताया. Where is this spirituality coming into picture in all this? My dear friends, this is a mistake which most of us do. We don't understand that how spirituality is the best science. High spiritual quotient helps us understand the big picture. Without a high SQ, you will not know who are you, who am I, what is the purpose of this life, what am I doing in this world. As a student, what am I supposed to do? What happened to Arjuna? At the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, do you know what happened to Arjuna? What? He cried. He was completely confused. On one hand, we have family members. On the other hand, I am supposed to kill them. How do I reconcile these two? Dharma Sankat, what to do? So he cried. Such a big batsman. Facing the World Cup final match. First ball, Sachin Tendulkar batting, Shoaib Akhtar bowling, and Sachin Tendulkar is crying. Does it make sense? In fact, ye log ko to maza aata hai. Aao, aane do. Whoever is coming, I will hit them for a 6. Right? And that means imagine the kind of turmoil he would have gone through. We are not talking about you and me facing a tough maths question and crying. We are talking about Arjun. That too on his favorite home ground. That too with his favorite weapon. Not that I have given him some pen and paper and asked him to solve a maths problem. Then he is crying. No. Home ground, favorite weapon. Somebody like Arjun. We have in India sports award. What is the highest sports award? Arjun award. Imagine what kind of person he is. And such a person is crying. Can you imagine the kind of turmoil he would have gone through? And life gives us these turmoils. He was completely confused. What am I supposed to do here? And then Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And you know what happens towards the end of Bhagavad Gita? Initially Arjuna is expressing his confusion. And towards the end he is expressing his clarity. So Bhagavad Gita is a journey from sea to sea. Confusion to clarity. What is Bhagavad Gita? It is not a religious book. It is a journey from confusion to clarity. Hmm? And that is what SQ does to us, a high SQ. When you have a high spiritual quotient, you know who you are. You know what is the purpose of your existence. You know what you are supposed to do in life. You know what is life. You know what is death. You know why good thing happens to bad people, bad things happen to good people. You know why different people behave in a different way. You know why seasons are changing. You know why in summer this kind of fruit comes and in winter this kind of fruit comes. Are you understanding what I'm saying? All of a sudden you get answers to all questions, all questions. It is such a science. Otherwise, without knowing these things, we are just blind, somehow living life. Can this life give us happiness? Can a life full of ignorance give us happiness, that you have so many open questions? You do not know what is dream. You do not know what happens after death. Do you know there are 10 unsolved problems in science? In science journal, they are documented. One of them is, what is dream? Modern science cannot explain. One of them is, what happens after death? Modern science cannot explain. And yet everybody has to die. And yet the most unsolved question till date is, what happens after death? Can anybody be happy living such a life? Life full of ignorance? Why is that okay? Ignore those questions, just somehow continue living. How? I mean, any intelligent person will not be convinced. Anything will be half-hearted then. I'm doing this, but you know what? One day I'll have to die, now what? So all of a sudden things become meaningless. Are you appreciating what I'm trying to say? But when you have a high spiritual quotient, everything starts making sense. And that is where you become a better student, a better father, a better mother, a better doctor, a better engineer, a better scientist, a better citizen, or bolo, a better professor, a better doctor. Because a high spiritual quotient helps you understand the big picture. Otherwise, you are trying to find the sun at night with the help of a torch. Are you understanding this? That means something fundamentally is wrong. So let's say it's night time and you are trying to find the sun. Will you find sun in the sky at night? Here, idhar ka night mein, idhar ka sun nahi dikhega. And now you say, oh wait. You take out a torch and you are trying to search. Will you find? Try hard. Will you find? No. Where there is will, there is way. Try hard. Will you find? No, because something is fundamentally wrong. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many personality development seminars you attend, no matter how much positive thinking talks you hear, you will not find, I can guarantee. Why? Because something is fundamentally wrong. And spirituality, SQ, sets that basics right. Okay. And therefore Stephen Covey, have you heard of Stephen Covey? Batao, IITK ka ye haal hai. This is the situation of IITK. Such a poor academics, such poor such poor education system. Which people are now trying to change more and more. Things are being implemented. But people are just unidirectional. They only know how to do 1 + 2 = 3, nothing else. Stephen Covey is a very, very famous author who has written a very nice book called 7 Habits of a Highly Effective People. It is such a book which many people all over the world are reading and changing their lives. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this is what is our general knowledge. This is what is our awareness of the world. You know? And that too are people of the topmost college of India, the brightest, the cream of the country. And therefore no wonder. See, this thing is coming from Britishers. They did not want to create thinkers. They wanted to create laborers. That don't think here and there, just do what I have told you to do. But now education is changing. In all colleges, especially top-notch colleges like NITs, IITs, they're all making things interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, breadth, minor. I'm sure here also all those things are there. Why? Because so that we diversify, so that we open our thought process. We should be aware of general affairs, current affairs, what's happening. Anyway, so he said, Stephen Covey said, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets you to the wrong place faster. Do you understand this? So you want to run in the race of life and you want to become successful, or you want to climb the wall of success. But if your ladder is on the wrong wall, that every step you take is actually taking you to the wrong place faster. So what is more important first? Speed? Or first put the ladder on the right wall. Now climb, na? Now why you are slow? Now be fast. Who is stopping you? Are you getting this? This is spirituality. This is what high SQ does. Without which it is like this. Ladder only. Fundamental is wrong. trying to find sun in the night with the help of a torch. Are you able to understand what does spirituality do to you? Okay, I'll just quickly skip this. Yeah. So with this I have come to the end of this talk. Let's do a quick recap of what we did. Okay? And please, and I'll ask you questions and then you please try to answer. We first talked about success, correct? What is the first thing we saw in success? Anybody remembers? Uske pehle. There was a picture I showed. Now anybody remembers? What was that? We all want to be successful, but the reality of life is road to success is not straightforward. And then we talked about what you are saying, that success is multi-dimensional. What is success? Multi-dimensional. And if you just focus on one, say money or fame or achievements, still everything can be spoiled if there is no inner fulfillment or if there is no happiness. And when we talked about values, remember the key to success? What was the key to success? Values. And we saw example of Hansi Cronje, South African all-rounder, captain, and we saw example of Sachin Tendulkar, contrasting. And we saw what is it that world respects, what is it that world salutes, right? And then we saw, let's understand some values. We understood 7 values today. What was and first 4 we learned from pencil. First 4 we learned from pencil. What is the first one we learned from pencil? We are not perfect. We can make mistakes, it's okay, as long as we correct those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Then what we saw? Sharpening. It is a painful experience. So life will throw everything at us, right? But we should learn to grow through them. This universe is a university. And then we become a better version of ourselves. Not that first problem in life, first challenge in life and we are broken. What is the third thing? Remember? Inside, outside, right? Internals versus externals. It is what is inside that matters more, right? And what is inside, we talked about character. And remember that quote about personality and character? Who can tell me? Personality and character? Personality opens the door to success, but character keeps it open. And again we saw several examples like Tiger Woods, Bill Clinton, Harshad Mehta, right? Fourth thing which we learned from pencil was, pencil is good, everything is fine, but if it is lying here, nothing will happen. Somebody has to take, it has to be in somebody's hands to do something nice with that pencil. Similarly, if we can learn to become instrument in the hands of God, so that we can do good to ourselves and to the society, then that is where we are actually the best version of ourselves. And then remember that orphan example I gave, that what happens when we connect ourselves with God, we become very empowered to do great things in life by the power of God. What is the fifth lesson? What is the fifth lesson? Don't waste time. Time is money. And we saw value of a year, value of a month, value of a week. Okay, a quick quiz. If you have to learn, if you have to appreciate the value of a month, look at who? Don't look at the premature baby. Look at the mother who gave birth to a premature baby. That mother knows the value of every month. If you have to learn the value of every millisecond, look at the Olympic guy who won silver, who lost gold by milliseconds. And there are many agents who will help you waste time. What are those agents? WhatsApp, YouTube, and so on and so forth. Are they bad? No, they are not bad. Use them to your advantage. They are bad when they consume you. 2 hours gone, 3 hours gone, 4 hours gone, you don't realize what is happening, then is when it is bad. Sixth, take care of mental hygiene. Just like we have external physical hygiene, similarly we have mental hygiene. And we talked about 3 things under this. What 3 things we talked about? Self-control, mental diet plan, and meditation or connecting to God. In self-control, we saw life is a journey from B to D. In between, C means choices. So we have to understand what choices we need to exercise in life. We have to learn to say no to mind, and that is what is self-control. Because often, mind gives us wrong ideas, which are not good for us. And we saw 2 examples in that regard for self-control. Magnifying glass, yes. Focus. And the other one? Kite. Remember these examples. You will always take home something wonderful. And if you remember these examples, it will do good to you. This was self-control. And then we talked about mental diet plan. That yes, we have to say no to mind. But at the first place itself, if I can make my mind my friend, so that it gives me good ideas only. Why does it give bad ideas at the first place? Because garbage in, garbage out. If you feed bad to mind, it will give you bad ideas only. If you feed destructive things, it will give you destructive ideas only. So therefore, watch our inputs. And remember, we saw that pyramid: thoughts, words, actions, habits, character, destiny. Where does it all begin? Thoughts. How do thoughts shape in mind? By the inputs we take, the kind of books you read, the kind of friends you keep, the kind of movies you watch, the kind of music you listen to. That's what shapes your thoughts, and that's what will decide your destiny. As simple as that. All this is so scientific. Therefore, in 2000, when I got introduced to all these things in IIT Kharagpur, I feel that that was the best thing which had happened to me at IIT Kharagpur. Because it gives you an understanding, a much deeper understanding of life, and it makes you actually, equips you with those skills and knowledge and values. Three things: knowledge, skills and values, by which you can actually be successful in life. Not one directional success, which from outside is looking success, but inside this guy is thinking of committing suicide. Or he's taking sleeping pills at night to sleep. Or his family is broken. Right? Not that kind of success. That success actually makes you laugh and smile from within. Otherwise you have smiling faces, but crying hearts. If these things we don't understand. And the third thing was meditation, connecting to God, mantra meditation and so on and so forth. And sixth, we talk about living a balanced life. Actually seventh, sorry, there's a typo. Seventh thing we talked about, living a balanced life. That it's not just about IQ. We have to take care of our PQ also. Exercise, diet, health, everything, PQ. And also EQ. And most importantly, SQ. And for SQ, I gave two examples. What is SQ? SQ helps you understand the big picture. Otherwise, it is like trying to find sun at night with the help of a torch. Something is fundamentally wrong. No matter how hard you try, you are on the wrong premise. You will not become successful or happy. And same thing Stephen Covey is saying in some other words. If your ladder is on the wrong wall, every step you climb takes you to the wrong place faster. What's the use? Is this why we are supposed to be intelligent people? We are supposed to be intelligent. We have got a wonderful life. We should make it wonderful, not only for ourselves, but for everybody around us. So with this we end. Thank you very much. Before I hand over to our master of ceremonies here, I want to very quickly touch upon one more thing. So this Smile Club, what does SMILE stand for, by the way? SMILE? Science and Technology for Modern India Life Enlightenment. Wow, very nice. Right. So the Smile Club has organized this talk, but things don't begin and end here. These things are not just a matter of a talk. There are several activities which are being planned by this Smile Club. For example, I was told that they are launching this wonderful 6-session course. I don't know, 6 session or 5 session, that they can decide, they can tell more details, which is called Discover the Real You. And in this course, it will take up from whatever we discussed today, and it will talk about so many open-ended questions or so many unsolved questions which science has today, and will give you wonderful answers to that, including who we are, what is life, what is death, who is God, does God exist, why there are different religions, why these people keep fighting with each other, and what is all this, what is this SQ which we talked about. This is all will be covered in this course. So it's my humble request to each one of you, if you feel that you have taken something back home from this session today, as at least one more next step, try this course out and then see for yourself what transformation, positive transformation it does in your life. And therefore, my dear friends, if I have to summarize your gateway to great way, I would say, see, today's session, whatever we discussed, try your best to remember whatever points we discussed. But as I said, these things are not a matter of one class. For learning physics, how many classes we have attended so far from our childhood? I don't know, maybe 100 or more, correct? And yet can we say that we know 100% physics? Maybe 0.001% also we don't know, right? Similarly, for understanding these things, how can we even imagine or how can we even dare to think that one talk or one seminar is enough? It's not. It's a journey. It's a course. It's classes. It's an experience. It's being with such people. Then you will get that fire. And therefore, it's my humble request to each one of you that begin your gateway to great way by doing these 3 E's. E, E, E. Enroll yourself. Again, as I said, I don't know if it is 5 or 6. That's what the Smile Club is going to tell you. Enroll yourself in this course. Experience a positive change for yourself. Nobody else needs to tell you that, hey, attend this course, you will get this much credit. It's not like that. It's for your own self. For the very first time in your life, you will do some investment in your real self, which will set a foundation for your future success. And thereby what will happen? Empower yourself to take the next leap, to fly the plane of your life. Thank you very much. So I think the volunteers of Smile Club are doing something now. You have any announcements to make? Are there any? Okay, so I had, as promised, I had said I'll end at 4:45. It is exactly 4:45. But I do want to take questions. Anybody has any questions or comments or anything you would like to mention that, oh, you learned this today, this point was nice, whatever, anything? Please don't be dumb, dull students. Your professor is here. This is NIT Surathkal. Please interact. Yes. Do we have a mic? Okay, speak loud. Tell me your name first, name, year, department, and tell what you have to say.
My name is Ankit. I am from Madhya Pradesh, and my department is IT.
Okay.
My question is how to find a real purpose in life.
Okay, sit down. So Ankit's question is how to find real purpose in life. It's a very good question, deep question. See, to find real purpose in life, we have to somehow or the other approach that person who has made us. Correct? Does it make sense? If I have to find the purpose of laptop, or I don't know this is laptop, it's some machine. Let's say I have come across some machine. If I have to find the purpose of that machine, what do I need to do? Go to the creator of that machine. Does it make sense? Is it scientific or is it not scientific? Scientific? Okay. Let's say I have come across a very complex machine and I start using it. Will intelligent people like you and me just directly start using some very complex machine just like that, or will we do something else? Normally these machines will come with a manual. We'll read the manual, correct? We'll read the manual and we'll understand, oh, this is what it is supposed to be for, and if I use it in this way, it will be best for me. Otherwise I'll be frustrated. Similarly, there are these very classic wisdom texts like Bhagavad Gita, like the Bible. Now one may say, I don't believe in Bhagavad Gita. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. Don't believe in God. No problem. But are you a scientist? Are you an engineer? You have a question and there is a book which is saying I have an answer to the question. At least read. Then you come and say what is there in it. And then you tell whether it makes sense or not. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? But because of so much wrong propaganda of religion, because of so many bogus examples of bogus saints and spiritualists and so on and so forth, we intelligent people have got a wrong perception about all these things, which is absolutely unscientific. Real science would tell you that, okay, here is a question, here is a book, let's read and figure out what does it say, and then you will be shocked. Your jaw will drop with wonder that, oh, such knowledge is there in this book. That's where things begin. And then when you know more and more, you will understand the purpose of life, right? And this is what is SQ, spiritual quotient. That's where I said, then you will become a better son, a better student, a better father, a better mother, a better wife, a better citizen, a better engineer, a better doctor, everything. Because you have understood the big picture. And you are able to see yourself fitting in that big picture very well. That's what happened with Arjuna also. He was confused. He was not understanding. Should I fight? Should I not fight? Confusion. Bhagavad Gita took him from a journey from confusion to clarity. Right? So therefore several things are needed. One, right company. Company means not Amazon-like company. Company means association. Right group of people. If you have to become a drunkard, what is the best thing you can do? Or easiest or quickest thing you can do? Spend 3-4 days with a drunkard. Are you getting it? Spend 3-4 days with a drunkard, you will become a drunkard. If you have to become a #1 tennis player, join some tennis club, put posters of, who are those guys? Roger Federer and tennis, एक और है, पीट संप्रास तो सर वो हम लोग छोटे थे तब का है. Pete Sampras and Steffi Graf and those people were those days. Right now I think Roger Federer भी I think retire हो गया. But anyway, point is उसका poster लगाएंगे चारों तरफ. Right? We'll put their posters all around. We'll join those clubs. Then we'll become a good tennis player. Similarly, if we have to improve our SQ, if we have to improve our spiritual quotient, we have to join such clubs. We have to come together like this. We have to attend these courses so that we know more and more and more. And then the journey begins. That's what I said for physics. Physics we understood after attending so many classes. This we cannot understand, hope to understand in one class. You see, so that's how the journey begins. What matters is to take one step in that journey, if it makes sense to us. If it doesn't, don't take that step. But if you think this makes sense, and yes, I really, really want to live a successful life, I don't want to see myself ending in a miserable failure, even though I may make a lot of money, then you have to take this one step. Does that make sense? Okay, any other question? Anybody? Question or comment? How are you feeling after attending this session? You raised your hand or you are just trying to relax? You raised your hand? Okay, yes, go ahead.
How can one train to have better self?
How can one?
Train yourself to have better self.
Oh, how can we? Okay, very good question. What's your name? Anurag. Anurag is asking, how can we learn to have better self-control, right? As I said, 2-3 things. One, first of all, why is the mind giving us wrong ideas? Because we are giving wrong inputs. So first we have to nip it at the bud. We have to stop giving wrong inputs to it. Number one. Number two, we have to strengthen our intelligence. I did not touch upon this, but one of the Puranas give this very nice example of a chariot. You know chariot, Rath, जैसा महाभारत वगैरह में सीरियल में दिखाते हैं ना, Rath. So the 5 horses are like the 5 senses, eyes, ears, nose and all that. 5 senses. They are like the 5 horses. They can go crazy. They can go wild. Right? And then your chariot will break only. So to control them, what is needed? Reins, ropes. Correct? So the 5 senses are compared to the 5 horses. The ropes are compared to the mind. Because the senses are under the mind. And now if I have tied the ropes to the horses, is everything fine now? Horses will take the rope. You need somebody who is holding the ropes. Correct? Who is this guy? The driver. That is intelligence. Right? And then behind we are sitting, the soul, the passenger in this whole chariot of the body. So to answer your question again, when we sharpen our intelligence, by the power of intelligence we can control our mind. What does it mean to sharpen our intelligence? Quick example. Let's say I have a diabetes, very acute diabetes. That means I am not supposed to eat sugar. And let's say rasgulla. You know rasgulla? Right? Let's say rasgulla is my favorite dish, my weak point. So I am walking across the road, or jalebi, whatever. I am walking across the road and they are selling some nice rasgulla, gol gol, white, and nice jalebi. What will my mind say? Mind, chal khate hain. अरे एक खाने से कुछ नहीं होगा. Nothing will happen. Correct? Mind will say this. Now, if my intelligence is weak, I will say, okay, yes boss, and go. मतलब mind जो बोल रहा है वो करेंगे. तो क्या खा लिया? अब क्या होगा? Problem, further problem. But if my intelligence is strong, intelligence will say, hey, wait a second. You have diabetes. Yesterday only you ate 5 rasgulla. Today if you eat, you will die. Chupchap, better look here and go. Right? So by the power of intelligence, you are able to say no to mind. And how will intelligence become sharper? Not by scoring 100 out of 100 in maths. That's not intelligence. Intelligence will become sharper by good association, by reading good books, by getting this kind of wisdom. That is what is sharpening the intelligence. And so you understood both things. One is to start improving the inputs, so that mind itself also starts giving good ideas instead of bad ideas. And the second is to make our intelligence stronger, which can control the mind like that driver, which is controlling the ropes, which is controlling the horses. Right? These are the kind of things which are mentioned in our Shastras. These are the kind of things which are mentioned in Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita. Just imagine. I have not seen, I am a student of science myself. I have done BTech in computer science from IIT Kharagpur. I have done PhD in machine learning from IIT Bombay. Right? But I have never seen such science ever so far. That's why I am from 2000, I am trying to myself learn and apply and trying to give to others in addition to my job. Because this is really, really amazing knowledge if we are really serious about our life and becoming happy and successful. Does that answer your question? Okay, any other one last question before we leave? Or any comment how you felt today? Initially you were sitting with a lot of question marks in your face. Everybody's face was looking like a question mark. Right? Yes. Ashwini? Ah. Yes, Ashwini. Good. So a genuine scientist can be agnostic until he gets a proof this way or that way. But unfortunately, you are not agnostic, you are atheist. Because you cannot be neutral. Either you are this way or that way. Because this is not tri-state, this is binary, two states. You see what I am saying? This is where we make a fool out of ourselves. Scientists like Einstein and Newton, you know who they were? We have heard of scientists like Einstein and Newton, right? You know what Einstein said once? Somebody asked, are you a believer? He said, I believe in the creator, but I am not a believer. I'll tell you where this is coming from. They all were Christians. In those times, Christianity meant that you have to believe in a God who is a dictator kind of God. And these scientists, they just cannot digest the fact that how can God be a dictator kind of God? Then why did God give brain to you? And they denied that concept of God. And therefore they started saying we are agnostic. Because they could not have said that they believe in God, because that time the understanding of God was that it is a dictator kind of God. So the problem is in the understanding of God. And therefore this agnostic word came up. Because we don't want to call ourselves atheist. Okay, so midpoint, neutral, sitting on the boundary, right? But actually we don't, but you can either live life as a believer of God, or you can live life as a not believer of God. There is nothing in between. In between is just an excuse we are giving to ourselves because we don't have solid answers. Are you getting this? So now I was just clarifying your question. Now coming to the answer. I sow a seed in the ground, and from some place mango comes, and from some place rose comes. I did not do this. Did you do this? Did your parents do it? Who did it? Question mark. I see this chair. Can I say this has come on its own automatically, all of a sudden from nowhere? No. Can you see anything in this world, anything which is happening automatically or by chance? Am I giving this talk automatically or by chance right now? Is he sitting here by chance? When I am hungry and I go to my home and I see a plate of food on my dining table, is it there by chance? No, my mother saw I am hungry, so she kept the food ready. Beta aayega to bhuka rahega. Correct? We do not see even a single thing in this entire creation which happens by chance. And here we are saying that anything to do with life, death, nature is all by chance. This is just a simple lame excuse. And we say, give me proof. Isse bada kya proof chahiye? Mosquito. Look at a mosquito flying. Scientists have spent so many years to make an aeroplane. Correct? So much carbon emission, so much fuel, so much money. You know what happened with Indigo and everything. Then also it can get hijacked. Have you seen mosquitoes getting hijacked? Have you seen two mosquitoes colliding in air? Who made a mosquito? I did not make. You did not make. Imagine if you are from robotics and electronics. If I give you a task of making a mosquito robot, how much tremendous design, how much tremendous research and innovation, how much tremendous hard work will it take to make a mosquito, and nobody can. They have not been able to. How much it will, correct? At least as scientists and engineers we can appreciate this. So how is it that this has happened all of a sudden, poof, mosquito will start flying? How? No, a scientist cannot believe this. The problem is not this. The problem is, okay, understood, okay, there is a creator. Who is that creator? That's the problem. But let's solve problem one by one. The problem is not in the concept of a creator existing, a designer existing. This building got designed in a particular way means there is a designer. There is a design in this creation means there has to be a designer. Correct? There is a creation, there has to be a creator. There is creation, there has to be creator. This is a very scientific concept and we all can accept and appreciate it easily. Where we fall short is we are not able to understand who that creator is, who the designer is. And since we don't meet the right people who can explain that to us, we think, okay, so there is no creator. How scientific. You understand? But again, since we are running out of time, I cannot answer the whole thing right now. I can only give you some clues in right direction. That how faulty these arguments are. And again, you are not to be blamed. Each one of us, I was like this in 2000. Because that is what we are being taught, and because there has been nobody to teach us in a very nice way that where we are going wrong. This is where there is a role of teachers who know this science. Just think, one last point I will say. To know physics, will I go to my mother? No, I'll go to college professor. Right? To know chemistry? College professor. If I have some real problem in my stomach, will I ask my mother? I'll go to doctor. But when it comes to God, when it comes to life, when it comes to death, when it comes to soul, everybody has their own understanding, and everybody thinks that whatever my mother or father or grandmother is telling, that is correct. No. Just like there is a college and teacher and books and professor for physics, chemistry, maths, there are colleges, books and professors for these things as well. And then we will understand and appreciate the depth of these things. And on the other hand, another problem has happened, unfortunately. There have been wrong examples in society, who in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, they are doing all kinds of nonsense. So therefore, our faith from that has gone away even further. That is the problem. Right? But just because eye has cataract, does not mean I remove the eye. I will have to cure the cataract. Does that answer the question? Ashwini? Okay. One last question. Okay, I think, I have to catch a train actually. Okay, thank you all very much. It was great interacting with all of you. I hope you liked the session. And again, it's my humble request. Please do take the next step. Uske baad chhod dena. You see whether it makes sense or not. Right? But please do good to yourself by doing this. Okay? Thank you.